been given the bye into the next round, so we're just going to go on time qualifiers, as we did with the 100s yesterday and the 400s. That's the competition format here at the Commonwealth Games.
Athletes out on the track then for this first of 6 heats in the women's 200 metres. There's Beyonce de Freitas of the British Virgin Islands. Went out in the heats of the 100 here, twice their national champion. Trinidad and Tobago's Reese Webster, she too went out in the heats here. 23.05 for Besto, and that was this year. She ran that back in April, late April, in the USA where she's at college, the 24-year-old. So Alison Bell of Scotland goes in lane 2. She's a 23.01 performer. That from last year. In 3 there, Bell to the right of picture, top right of picture. Webster of Trinidad and Tobago goes in 3. Then the Maldives Ziva Musa goes in lane 4. She too went out in the 100 heats, but and a personal best. Natasha Chetty of Seychelles. She likewise another athlete who exited the competition from the 100 heats. So we are starting from the outside. There's Beyonce de Freitas, we saw on the outside. Issatu Sey of Gambia goes in lane 7. Disqualified from the African Championship 200 final back in May. Abigail Paulet, better known perhaps as a heptathlete. She's the Welsh athlete, goes in lane 6. There's a nice lane draw, 23.01. Hasn't run a 200 this year. There's Chetty, Natasha Chetty of the Seychelles. Went out in qualifying in the Commonwealth Games high jump back in 2022. Ziva Musa of Maldives. As I said, by her standards, a good 100, but she went down the heats here. Reese Webster of Trinidad and Tobago, second in her heat in 11.63 in the heats of the 100 where she went out. She has run 23.05, and Alison Bell of Scotland, listen to this. Good crowd here on the 2 bends. Runs for Giffnock North Athletics Club and attended Edinburgh University, did Alison Bell. She shared a flat actually with fellow Scottish international, a certain Megan Keith, who ran the 10,000 a couple of nights ago, and triathlete Isla Britton. So Beyonce de Freitas on the outside.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and please don't forget to subscribe if you're new. And to my subscribers, thank you so much for your unwavering support, and continue commenting, liking and sharing on the same note. So in today's episode, I'm going to take you through a very intense 200-meter battle at the Commonwealth Games, featuring Jamaica and the rest of the Commonwealth countries. Stay tuned because I'll be back with further insights, and all credit goes to the original broadcaster of this video.
200s 4 years ago in Birmingham. Just needs to negotiate this first heat of 6 in the women's 200 metres from lane 8. They settle into their blocks now. Top 17-time qualifiers go through from these 6 heats. Nobody guaranteed a spot in the next round in the semi-finals, although really good running from the 2 on the outside. Say of Gambia and de Freitas on the outside of British Virgin Islands. Good running too from Bell on the inside for Scotland in lane 2. She's working harder up against Webster, having a little battle against the Trinidad and Tobago athlete. Really good running on the outside. De Freitas coming here is going to take this from Bell. That's 1, 2 and 3 there in lane 7 is Say for Gambia. Winning time 23.25. Well, de Freitas has gone a little bit quicker than that, but it was a nice win nonetheless. Just waiting for that time to be confirmed. It is 23.25. Bell, 23.38 in second place. That is a season's best for her. Really good from a tight bend in lane 2. She eased away from Webster, the Trinidad and Tobago athlete, very comfortably. Say was third, of course, out in lane 3. She ran 23.76. That for her is a huge season's best and not far off her lifetime best. But none of these athletes can... There it is, de Freitas and Bell, 1 and 2. But Say, who we thought was third, has been disqualified. That's really sad. It must be for stepping on the line to the left of her lane, the inside of her lane, on the bend. Really disappointing that for Say. Oh, what a shame for the Gambian.
Here's a look at the 8 women going in the second heat. Mia Gross on to watch for Australia there, the Oceanic champion this year. But starting on the outside, Amanda Kondau of Malawi It's her second Commonwealth Games. She did run a personal best in the 100 of 12.3 earlier on. Elma Cisse of Sierra Leone in the 100 as well. And here is Gross of Australia. 22.90 this season, 22.73 her lifetime best. Imani Kinnon of Montserrat will go in lane 5. She DQ'd in the 400 metres for a lane infringement, so going again here over half a lap. Asila Apkut of Papua New Guinea will go in lane 4. Nyasha Harris of Belize will go in lane 3, 24.93 her best performance. Mamakoli Senani of Lesotho will go in lane 2, so national record holder with 23.63. And Millicent Ndoro of Kenya, she's their national record holder, ran 22.91 in the semi-finals of the Kenyan Championships. She finds herself in lane 1, so Ndoro is going to have to run a very tough bend here, very tight, fast bend to get herself in contention with the likes of Mia Gross and Imani Kinnon. A little bit further out. And these athletes are seeded by their season's best, and then once they're in a heat, it is a random lane assignment in the first round. And that does leave Ndoro of Kenya in lane 1.
Set.
And they're away cleanly here in the second heat of the women's 200 metres. No automatic qualifiers, you can only advance on time. 23.25, the fastest time so far. De Freitas winning the first heat. Mia Gross has had a fantastic bend here, the Australian. Ndoro trying to find something in the last 50 metres. It's these two as they go into the closing stages. And Gross just staying ahead, 23.21. So that's the fastest time we've seen, just by a few hundredths. And Mia Gross looks pretty chuffed with that. And I think Ndoro, Danny, from lane 1, that's a really, really good effort from the Kenyan.
It is a good effort, and it was very unfortunate for her to be drawn in lane 1 and also having Mia so far out in lane 6. But she really executed it well, and it was in the latter stage of the race she really started to pull back. But Mia Gross ran such a fantastic bend and then transitioned into the straight. That was a really, really good performance for her. But of course, none of these athletes are secure yet. They've got to wait for the rest of these heats to unfold.
And Gross, you can see, there's quite a lot of strapping going on her back, perhaps. And they're choosing to run in leggings as well, staying as warm as possible. It makes it look colder than it is. It is only just underneath 20 degrees centigrade. Gross. And I love the commitment there from the Australian, running every inch of the race, going for a dip, because she knows that time will count. And 23.21 at the moment has her fastest, and Millicent Ndoro 23.45. That puts her kind of 4th fastest. But with 6 heats to go and 17 time qualifiers, we'll just leave it a couple of heats until we get a better idea of really who might make that cut into tomorrow's semi-final. What a sight. I think the crowd are going to be incredibly excited to see this man arriving at the stadium.
They are indeed, yes. The man of the moment, the newly crowned world mile record holder. 12 days ago was the London Diamond League, the Saturday before last. Josh Kerr, darling of Scottish sport, never mind about Scottish athletics, darling of UK athletics and maybe of world athletics, because that 3:42 mile at the London Stadium 12 days ago, a new world record, something he'd predicted coming up in those mile heats. They are at 10 past the hour in about 15 minutes local time.
And I love that the officials treating everybody the same, making Josh Kerr take his sunglasses off and match his accreditation photo, even though I'm not sure there's any of the officials or volunteers in this building that wouldn't know what Josh Kerr looked like.
So, the penultimate heat of the women's 200 metres, 6 in total. This is heat 5. Lane 8 there is empty, I think. There was nobody in lane 8, but there is Abby Galpin of Guernsey, semi-finalist of the last Commonwealth Games over 200 metres. 23.9 her lifetime best. Hasn't broken 24 this year. Magnifique Siwaze or Rwanda went down the 100 heats here. holds the national record from her heat in the African Championships back in the middle of May. 24:47. There in lane 5 is the Nigerian Oluyinka Olajide. She's a 23:1 performer. That was a couple of years back now. And then the Jamaican, they're always strong. Lavanya Williams, second in the Jamaican Championships in a personal best of 22:44. That was Mohamed and Laona Mohamed of Maldives. She goes in 3. And then Pereira, Shanti Veronica Pereira of Singapore, 23:26, her best this season. She went out in the heats of the World Championships 200 last year. She'd love to progress from these here. She went out in the heats of the 100 here. This is her better discipline, though, Pereira. She's in lane 2. Tough lane draw for the Singapore athlete, but she's a 22:5 performer. So watch that inside lane, Pereira of Singapore. Mohamed of Maldives goes in 3. Williams of Jamaica 4. Olajide, Nigeria 5. Umutezi Uwaze of Rwanda 6. Galpin in 7 for Guernsey. And O'Connor is a no-show on the outside in the empty lane 8.
Set.
Really good start there in lane 4 from Lavanya Williams of Jamaica. She probably leads at the moment. She's already gone past the Nigerian round the crown of the bend. Big lead being built here, although good running too from Pereira in lane 2 in that red strip for Singapore. Pereira challenging hard here, really working to get back at the Jamaican. This is a nice little battle. It's drawing them well clear of the rest, but it is the win for Williams there from Pereira. 3rd place for the Nigerian Olajide. And the winning time 22:91 with a tailwind of 0.8. That is quick. That's very quick indeed. Her lifetime best 22:44. That came in the warmth of Kingston back in middle of June. But that's a lovely run from Lavanya Williams. It was a nice lane draw, lane 4. She'll be delighted with that. Pereira, great run from her too, to push so hard for 2nd place from lane 2. Williams 22:91. Pereira 23 seconds dead. Has just run a massive season's best for that 2nd spot.
Yeah, that's the first time we've seen any of the women dip under 23 in these heats. But Williams gets a fantastic start, really strong start. But it's just coming off the bend that Pereira really transitions off the bend into the home straight. That's where she starts to close that gap up and give herself that 23 dead and that massive lifetime, that massive season's performance. But Williams looks really smooth throughout the race. She gets a really good start, and then into the bend and the home straight. But it's Pereira coming off that bend for me. That's where she really started to close that gap up a little bit.
Well, she will be a factor, Lavanya Williams. Anybody second in the Jamaican Championships. And look at this. Violetta Luca of Tuvalu treading on the line.
Amani Kiernan of Montserrat with 24:13. Helena Valletta-Young of Fiji in lane 8. Alana Reid of Jamaica. She won their national championships in 22:29, new lifetime best this year. Chloe David of Vanuatu goes in lane 6. Frederic Chausson of Canada in 5, lifetime best 23:08. Asamene Simawaka of Malawi will go in lane 4. She's their national record holder at 22:91. That was a few years ago. Anthony Strawn of Bahamas goes in lane 3. She made the semi-final in this event back in the Gold Coast. Kelly Bentham of Barbados completes the lineup in lane 2. She ran a lifetime best a couple of weeks ago, Bentham, 23:25, but Alana Reid might have just seen her teammate Lavanya Williams run the fastest time of the morning so far at 22:91. And they're away here. It's a strong start from the Jamaican in lane 7. Alana Reid already outside Valletta Young. Has flown past the Fijian. Alana Reid going very well into the straight here. I wonder if she'll just start to cruise through the last 50 to win the Jamaican national title over this event. Means you're seriously good, and she's going to become our second athlete to go under 23 seconds. 22.94 for Reid. Just slower than her teammate, but second fastest of the day. And a good run from the Canadian Chasson on her inside.
That was a great performance from Alana Reid, wasn't it? And she looked like she still had more in the tank as well. Coming into those closing stages of the race, she wasn't necessarily looking like she was shutting down, but she also didn't look like she was fighting to get across that line. So she looks like she's got more to offer. That was a great performance by her. The Chasson from Canada as well. Fantastic for her. Just 2 lanes inside. She would have had Reid in her sight. She would have had her around the bend. And as they transition into the home straight, see Chasson working quite hard, just working all the way through to the finish. But Reid just looks really comfortable.
It does. There was close packing behind from Anthony Strawn and from Simwaka of Malawi. Remember that final time qualifying spot was with Bentham 23.96, and I think Bentham would have been nudged out of those spots. But you're right, Danny. Reid looking very relaxed, very composed. The title was won last time we had this championships by Elaine Thompson-Herah. She did the double, the 100-200 double in Birmingham at the Commonwealth Games, so it'll be good footsteps to follow in for anyone, but particularly.
Hello everyone, and welcome back once more to my channel. Get ready, because this 200-meter final was absolutely electric. Jamaica arrived in Glasgow with 3 athletes in the final, and they were facing a field packed with speed and ambition. And when that gun went off, we witnessed a spectacular battle that ended with Jamaica putting 3 athletes inside the top 5. So let's break down this incredible race and give these athletes the recognition they deserve. This stage was set at Scotham Stadium in Glasgow. 8 athletes were preparing for one of the biggest races of their careers. In lane 4 was Jamaica's Alana Reid, the 2026 Jamaican champion. Alongside her were fellow Jamaicans Ashanti Moore and Lavanya Williams. But standing in their way was Adija Hodge. Hodge had already sent a warning to the entire field in the semi-final, running a remarkable 22.01 seconds to break the Commonwealth Games record. So everyone knew she was dangerous, but this was the final, a completely different situation. The athletes settled into their blocks, the stadium waited, and then came the gun. They are off. What an explosive start, and the athletes immediately attacked the bend, and this is where the 200 meters become so fascinating, because unlike the 100 meters, you can't simply explode down a straight line. You have to negotiate the curve while maintaining speed, rhythm, and relaxation. And look at these athletes. They are fighting for position. Shanika Bascombe of Trinidad and Tobago gets away beautifully, while Hodge is already beginning to show that incredible speed that made her the favorite. And Jamaica is right there. Alana Reid is fighting hard, while Ashanti Moore and Lavanya Williams are also refusing to give anything away. The crowd is getting louder. The bend is almost over, and now comes the moment that can decide the entire race. Here we go. There coming off the bend, and suddenly the stagger begins to disappear. Now we can see the battle clearly. Hodge is flying, but Bascombe isn't backing down. In fact, Bascombe has led force much of the opening 90 meters before Hodge began to pull away. And look at Alana Reid. The Jamaican is still fighting. She refused to let the leaders disappear. The final 50 meters arrives, and this is where champions have to dig deep. Hodge begins to create separation. Bascombe is still chasing. Reid is pushing hard behind them, and the finish line is coming quickly. This is absolutely sensational sprinting, and there it is. Adija Hodge crosses the line first, the gold for the British Virgin Island, and the clock stops at 22.07 seconds. What a performance! Hodge came into the final as the athlete to beat, and she delivered when it mattered most. But wait, Jamaica has made the podium. Shanika Bascombe takes silver in 22.32 seconds, producing an outstanding run for Trinidad and Tobago. And here comes Jamaica's Alana Reid, bronze in 22.56 seconds. What a result! Reid has fought her way onto the Commonwealth Games podium against an extremely strong field. And Jamaica isn't finished there. Ashanti Moore finishes 4th in 22.57, just 100th behind her teammate. And Lavanya Williams takes 5th in 22.62 seconds. The official results confirm that Jamaica placed 3 athletes in the top 5. Praising the athletes, let's take a moment to appreciate what we just witnessed. First, Adija Hodge deserves tremendous credit. She is only 20 years, yet she handled the pressure of being the favorite of after breaking the game's record in the semi-final with 22.01. She returned for the final and delivered gold in 22.07 seconds. That is a composure. That is championship mentality. And congratulations to Shanika Bascombe. She produced a magnificent performance to win silver in 22.35 seconds. She attacked the race aggressively and stayed in contention all the way to the finish. And then, of course, Alana Reid, what a run from Jamaica. Bronze in 22.56 seconds is a fantastic achievement, especially considering the quality of the field. Reid showed determination from the opening meters and never allowed herself to fall out of the medal fight. But we also have to salute Ashanti Moore, 4th place in 22.57 seconds, only 0.01 seconds away from the podium. That is a heartbreaking, but also a demonstration of just how competitive she was. And Lavanya Williams finished 5th in 22.62, completely an extraordinary Jamaican, showing 3 Jamaicans, top 5, 1 podium. That is serious sprinting depth. So there you have it. Adija Hodge takes the gold, Shanika Bascombe claims silver, and Alana Reid brings home bronze for Jamaica. But the bigger story is Jamaica's incredible depth. 3 Jamaican athletes finishing inside the top of 5 of Commonwealth Games 200-meter final in something worth celebrating. Alana Reid gave Jamaica a podium finish. Ashanti Moore came within 100ths of another medal, and Lavanya Williams fought all the way to the 5th. Every one of them deserve respect for the work, discipline, and courage required to compete on a stage like this. And congratulations once again to Adija Hodge, who produced a brilliant championship performance and made history with the British Virgin Islands. This is not just a race, it was a demonstration of speed, resilience, and elite sprinting under pressure. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more incredible athletics action, because when these sprinters stepped onto the track, you better not blink. Ensure to stay tuned till the next video, and please don't forget to subscribe here in your favorite channel, because I've just started this channel recently. Ensure to support me, show me some love by subscribing that channel, and see you till the next video. Thank you so much for watching till the end, and bye for now.